we're back and we're talking about real estate and divorce and what you need to know. If this show is about anything, it's about providing you information and education and resources so that you will make better decisions during this process. And folks, we've got a husband and wife real estate team here in the studio with us. And I'm so excited that they are here with us because they're the first guests I've had in person back here. And since the COVID thing happened. And so I've done a lot of headset talking, via phone. And that's all perfectly well and fine. We did the right thing. But I'm really, really happy to see you guys here in the studio with us. And I just really appreciate the fact that you're sharing your knowledge and expertise, because I just have a heart for the people who are out there who are struggling through this process. We've all been there. Mm-hmm. And so I want to ask you guys, whoever wants to take the question, but why do you work with people in divorce, specifically in real estate?
I'll go first.
Okay, Amber, the wife goes first.
The wife goes, mine's the most dramatic.
Ladies first. There you go.
So I am a child of divorce 7 times over. Wow. My parents were married and divorced multiple times. And, we moved a lot as kids. And then there was my own divorce, so that makes 8. And I love real estate. And so I just have this great desire to help people. And I do not want them to go through what I did. Yeah. Not necessarily that I made a horrible mistake, but yeah, I made mistakes along the way. You live and you learn. And, it's just very important to me to help others and help the children of the parents and to move forward. It just means everything to me if they could move forward, buy another home, start their life back over, because it is about opening this door to the new beginning of their life. Yeah. They have to reinvent a new them, perfectly imperfect.
Yeah, and that's the fact of the matter. It is an imperfect life. Mm-hmm. I often say, I've had one person disagree with me, but I don't think anyone goes to the altar saying, I'm going to get divorced, right?
Never. You never say that. I mean, you don't expect what's going to happen. You have no way to predict it. And so instead you need to be educated and look at yourself at the end.
Right. And oftentimes we don't, because we are, and to be fair to everyone out there, is we do, like myself, find ourselves in this emotional brain. Mm-hmm. It drains our energy. We oftentimes refer to it as the lizard brain. And so it's interesting. The host of Courageous Christianity, Richard Mendelow, he often says this. He says the 2 people who are entrusted with the answers, to come up with the answers in divorce, are the 2 people least likely to be able to do so, right? And so I can hear it, Amber. I use the word help. I want to help them, and I'm just going to kind of maybe put words in your mouth, not make the same mistakes maybe I did. Absolutely. Or that others do. So, Scotty, how about you?
So when I went through divorce, we were kind of amicable at the beginning, and I thought, okay, we had a house, we were going to separate it, right? And I thought I knew everything then. I knew the Texas laws, and I thought, okay, well, this is what we can do, and this is what we can't do. And I ended up making some mistakes with the house, right? I ended up walking away from some money on the table that, I could have used, and I kind of put myself in a position financially that I was, uneasy with.
Yeah, so kind of like the mistakes, I made. I listened to a CPA, and they said file jointly. I didn't know. I wasn't educated enough. I didn't have that close advisor or mentor or coach with me to help me understand what to do. Again, making those decisions from that lizard brain type of thing, from emotions, not facts. Right. And as a result, the next 3 years of my tax returns were taken to pay that debt that wasn't paid. And it was messy, right? So I'm just wondering, if we're trying to help people not make those mistakes, I wonder, and not to put you on the spot here, Scotty, but I guess I am. What mistakes do you think maybe you could have avoided by having someone like yourself and Amber working with them?
So one of the biggest mistake that I was speaking of was not pulling out all the equity of the house that we had, because I had been living in the house, and we lived there for, it was our second home. and we had a lot of equity in the house, and it had gone up in value. And I pulled out the 80%, which is we did the cash or refi. I think that's what I knew, right? And really, if I was talking to myself in the past, or if I'm speaking to a client now, I mean, the ability to pull out 95% of your equity of that house and be able to pull out more of that money so that you have a better start off. You can get that new fresh start with some money in your pocket instead of being, because a lot of cases, in my divorce too, we didn't have very much cash on us.
Right, and I think that's I'm bringing in the two shows that we just did on finances, and I think one of the things that we may do in divorce is not look to the future. And I'm a big anyone I work with in coaching, whether it be transformational coaching, divorce coaching, which is transformational coaching, business coaching, which is also transformational coaching.
It's all the same.
Is
right?
we're always looking 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road. And matter of fact, the 2 minutes tip today is going to speak to that, because we oftentimes just look at the here and now. The other thing we don't do is we don't ask enough questions. We don't get enough information. And so to start into that path of that information, you spoke to the mortgage. So not that we would need to be here for a couple days probably to go into every single one of these, but we need to ask questions about the mortgage. I'm wondering, what is a question that listeners should be asking about their mortgage out there?
First, they should know who they're paying it to and if it's on time.
Okay.
Their payments. We recently had a client too. Her husband deferred payments, and she was like, I don't know how long. She didn't even have any information. You need to be on the up and up on your bills. Like, you need to know what's there. And you can ask multiple people questions. I want to make that clear to you too. It's not just real estate experts, but you need an expert in every area to help you. When you learn the facts, in my opinion, it takes out the emotional piece of it. So when you're knowledgeable, you don't react on emotion.
Exactly. And those facts, and I always kind of soften this a little bit, but we talk about the business of divorce. Right. And I know I say this every single time. It sounds crass, but when we focus on the facts, as you just said, Amber, we, in fact, then get out of that emotional brain.
We do.
And so I guess what I'm hearing there is, if there's any one thing we're telling folks to do right now, in whether it be anywhere in the divorce, is get the facts.
Get the
Go,
facts.
and if you don't know where to get the facts, start asking questions. Just reach out to any one of us three,
right,
and say, who can I talk to?
Yeah, we have a saying that we like to say a lot is remove the fear, learn the facts.
Say that again. Remove the fear.
Learn the facts, remove the fear.
Learn the facts, remove the fear. That's really good.
It's very powerful.
Yeah, and it really does, in fact, move your brain into that. I got to write that down. Learn the facts, remove the fear. I love statements like that.
And Amber's this is, I can't quote, this is hers. She always says, fear, what it stands for is false evidence appearing real.
It really does. And we work in the coaching world a lot about we call ourselves, as divorce coaches, a thinking partner. Mm-hmm. And so when we move with a thinking partner or work with a thinking partner, whether it be in real estate specifically as you, or a divorce coach handling kind of the entire process, getting those facts so very important, because then you see what is real and what is not, right? Mm-hmm. I want to go back to something. You said something indirectly, I think. Mm-hmm. Amber, I was like, you both, I need to, one of us. You're like, who? A team.
Yeah, you need a team of professionals that know what they're doing. You wouldn't go pick a heart surgeon that only does a part-time heart surgery.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be connected with someone who knows real estate, who knows mortgage, and who knows all the aspects of it. You need a team behind you that you can count on.
Yeah, to be that thinking partner.
Yes.
And you all have specific education. I know I've taken a little bit of the RCSD designation class, and know Kelly, her last name, I forgot now. The originators of it divorced this house. Her name went blank, but Professor Kelly.
From Harvard.
But from Harvard, yes. And I know that they, there's so much to it, right? That, again, you're in that emotional brain. You can't figure that all out on your own. So you need somebody to come in and inform you about all these aspects. As a coach, we're helping people ask questions. Have you considered this? Mm-hmm. Have you thought about this? Have you looked at these options? And a lot of people might wonder, why would you have an attorney, a CPA, right, financial coach, a divorce coach, and real estate professionals on your team? But in fact, I don't know about you guys. To me, if I had had that team around me, I would have made a lot of better decisions, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was told things too that from my attorney that I can and can't do. And one of which was, don't go, you would be a great realtor, but you don't have time. So I didn't listen because I was afraid. And then now look at me now.
And it was somebody else's information that wasn't. Oh, so, yeah. That's another reason to have a team. Fact check.
Yeah, absolutely.
That support around you. Yeah, definitely. Well, such good information, folks. We're here with Amber and Scotty Gifford. They are, I always have to look at it so I can say it properly. Real estate collaboration specialists in divorce, RCSD designees. They have studied how to help you in real estate to look at these 6 areas that are critical. Learn the facts is what you want to do. Remove the fear is what you want to do.
Yes.
So you make better decisions and you can in the future own a home, have good credit, not wreck your credit like many of us have been through in divorce. So when we come back, we're going to be talking more about this process, giving you more information, folks. But make sure you stay tuned for the 2-minute tip. There's some important info in that. Here's today's 2-minute tip. As we talk about the components involved in the dissolution of a marriage, one of those being real estate, and that we are talking about today, I thought we might highlight another component that might not be readily considered. In part, this information comes from Peggotty and Randall Cooper, founders of the Certified Divorce Coaching Program, and their book, Divorce, Overcome the Overwhelm and Avoid the 6 Biggest Mistakes. What's that additional component? It's a group of powerful questions that you'll want to consider. Here are the 7 questions you'll want to ask yourself in each and every step of the divorce process. 1, how will this decision affect my family and me now, in 5 years, in 10 years, 20 years, and beyond? 2, have I sought expert perspectives? 3, have I considered all the options? 4, what are the alternatives? 5, how do I want others, including my children, to remember my actions during the divorce process? 6, even ask yourself, how do I want to remember me and my actions during the divorce process? And 7, what small step can I take to move forward in the best, healthiest way for my family and me? If you want to know more about these questions and how asking them can benefit you, email me at Christy@ChristyStratton.com. That's Christy@ChristyStratton.com. You can also find me at thedivorcecoachinghour.com, on Facebook at The Divorce Coaching Hour, or on Instagram at Coach Christy Stratton. And please keep listening each week for another 2-minute tip, all to support you or someone you know who is facing or going through divorce. And please share this episode with those who will benefit.